just got a minute before we start properly anyway, so if there's anything else you need to do, you need a purple block, by the way, this evening, and a belt, just for anyone that arrived later, didn't hear me say that. Okay, and for those who've just tuned in at home, we're lying down on our back, and you're having one wrist crossed on top of the other behind your head as your headrest, and then with your legs, just one leg crossed in front of the other. So elbows are pointing back and knees are pointing out to the sides. If that isn't comfortable, by the way, anyone, then you can go butterfly legs, and you could maybe just take your arms out to the side in cactus instead. Perfect, yeah. Oh, yeah, she's not coming, Sarah. She's just messaged to say she's not coming, yeah. She got into Staveley and decided she's too tired, so she's gone home. So is that yours?
No, that's Ali's.
That is Ali's, is it? All right, cool. She turned into a cowgirl. Yeah, and then you might as well keep yours. Yes. There you go, okay. And you just need a belt as well, I'll get it for you. Okay, so breathing through both nostrils, which will naturally happen anyway, but we do tend to have a dominant side, a dominant nostril that we breathe through, even though it feels like we're breathing through both. This changes about every 90 minutes through the day. And the nostril that we're more dominant on has an effect on how we feel, has an effect on how we operate. So maybe you just tune into that now. Does one nostril feel more open, more free than the other? Just gives your mind something to tune into. Okay, and then let's switch, so the other wrist on top, the other ankle on top. And you can just let your eyes close, and first of all, just thinking about how we've worked on the Vayus the last few weeks. Just experience yourself, feel yourself as a body of energy. Visualize yourself as a body of energy, a body of prana. Think how there are all these Vayus, the flows and the currents within you, all coming together and harmonizing as one. And then we're just going to change the body position again. So now your feet go wide on the mat and your knees rest together. And the arms just extend down by the sides of your body like they would in Shavasana, palms to the ceiling. Thumbs turned outwards. Flip your arms around, Ellie, that's it, yeah. And then relax from your shoulders down to your fingertips, slightly curled in. And that slight inward turn of the legs, softening in the lower back. Feel your belly move as you breathe. So all these flows and currents, we want to try and use the practice to gradually reach a deeper calm with them, to help tame those currents. To see and experience past the cloudiness. A lot of our day can stir up the sediment within us. And then we get a little bit clouded in our vision, in our experience. So just feel an inner settling, take a few more breaths. Feel your breath is calm. Every breath we take and every thought we have, every movement we make, everything has this ripple effect within us. So we're going to move calmly this evening. We're going to breathe calmly, moving through our conscious layers. Bring your knees in towards your chest and give them a little squeeze. Keep hold of your right leg, left foot to the floor. Hold the back of your right thigh and just straighten and bend your knee a few times. Keeping a hold around the back of the thigh, so as we bend and straighten the right leg, what it does is it almost, if you think of it like flossing the tissue in the back of your leg, a really good way to warm up into the muscle tissue and unstick the fibers around your fascia. Switch to the other leg. Straighten and bend. You might even be able to feel the belly of the muscle in the hands around the back of the leg, moving as you move. Take both feet to the floor, arms up in the air. Keep both shoulders heavy on the floor initially, and then we'll floss the shoulders. So your right arm's going to reach up, right shoulder off the floor, and then lower it. Left arm reaches up, left shoulder off the floor, and lower it. And just keep alternating. One reaches up, and then lower down. The other reaches up, and lower down. We want to really keep our body free from this stickiness so that energy can flow more easily through us. One of the fastest ways we age is through our lack of or poor movement, where our body then starts to take on the patterns of an older body. Both arms in the air, straighten your left leg down the mat, hug the right leg back in again and floss the back of your right leg, straightening and bending last time. So we want to try and keep our body smooth and free. Think of it like rust, trying to move to keep ourselves well lubricated, not to rust up. Straighten your leg, firm your belly, and lower that leg down slowly to the ground, keeping your belly firm, and then bring the other leg in, hold the back of the leg, and again straighten and bend. Really good practice to do if you are tight in the back of your legs. You can just do this in bed even. Move so you have feeling and connection to your movement. And then again, when the leg straightens up, arms down, firm belly, and lower the leg all the way down. If you can easily roll up, take your arms behind, and then arms forwards and roll your way up. If your back doesn't like that, or you can't roll up from here, then you can bend your legs and turn over and push up. Come to sitting, legs crossed. Okay, let's just before we chant, take a few rounds of counting Ujjayi breath. So you've got the metronome playing in the background. Sit your spine tall. We're just doing basic Ujjayi. So you're hearing your breath as you breathe in and out, like we did with the steaming up of the back of your throat last week. So as you breathe in, hear your inhale, count it with a metronome. And then when you breathe out, hear your exhale and count that so it's at least the same number of counts. You're going when you're ready. Inhaling, count how many you inhale for. Exhaling, see if you can go longer than your inhale. Aim towards double. So if you were inhaling for 4, aim for 8 out. You should be able to hear your breath, and if I came and put my ear close to you, I would be able to hear it. And it's a warm, audible sound from the back of your throat, like the sound in a shell if you held that close to your ear. Let your inhales glide gently up through you, like they're helping you to find a better central alignment, sitting taller. And let your exhales soften you, feeling your shoulders drop away from your ears, your hips soften toward the earth. Inhaling, feeling this upward cycle of movement, breath, prana, and exhaling, feeling that soft downward cycle of breath and prana. Go for 3 more rounds. Maybe the breath gets a little fuller. Your lungs inhaling lower, mid, upper. Take one more round. Keep counting even though the metronome might go quiet, still stay with the same pace. Complete your exhale off. Bring your hands together in a prayer position. Let's all inhale together. Prepare for Om. And then bow to your own heart, bow to the goodness within you. Just chatting then, often we think about and criticize ourselves, seeing our imperfections before we see how good and how perfect we are as well. Perfect creations from the universe as a gift to the earth and to all those you come in contact with. Make yourself a good gift. Be good from the center of your heart. Be conscious of that. As you inhale, lift your head up, switch the cross of your legs. And then just flowing with your breath, you'll inhale as your arm comes up and over. And exhale as you come through center. And then just keep going from side to side, inhaling as you go up and over. And exhaling as you come back up. And then just flow, going to a reasonably even pace of breath. So you don't need to do extra long exhales anymore. Back to a regular pace of breath, so you can still add that sound to your breath if you like. That's a really nice way to breathe, so your breath is audible. Doesn't have to be super loud, but definitely a bit of sound to your breath is helpful, especially in the winter when it warms the breath a bit more. You can close your eyes and just feel your breath is your metronome. Go one more each way. Let's move in your own expression of movement. Feel it in wave form. Smoothly. No jaggedness. Inhale as both arms reach up. Take a little twist round to your right, one hand in front, one hand behind, or hold the leg if you prefer. Eyes open, but glance down. As your eyes turn, take your eyes as far round to the corners as you can, but with a downward glance. Another breath there, just a gentle squeeze through your belly. When you inhale next, arms swoop up above, and then the other way as you exhale, twisting round. Just taking a few breaths there. Same as when you're doing your Ujjayi breathing. Feel your inhale as this inner guide to help you find center, and your exhale helping you to deepen the pose that you're in, the twist, for example. And then just take one more breath there again when you exhale a little deeper into the twist. Inhale, arms come up. And then your choice, you can either just roll forwards over your crossed legs, if that's possible, or spin your legs round. Take your hands just a bit further forwards than your shoulders, and then start to flow back and forwards at your pace, inhaling as you go into a shaggy upward dog, and exhaling as you go almost towards a child's pose. And again, you might just have your eyes closed and just feel yourself getting into your own rhythm, into your own energy flow, breath flow. Add any little bit you want to add as you go back and forwards. Those of you who like the up dog with the knees off the ground, you can press more with knees off the ground. You can push the ground away and open your chest more, or you can just stay really nice and loose. See what feels nice this evening. But feel now you are into it. You're not bothered what anyone else is doing. You don't need to see me. You can just follow your inner guide, your breath. One more. When you next come towards the upward facing dog position, with knees on or off the floor, your choice, just start to rock, hips go one way and look over the opposite shoulder toward the heel. So just a little sway side to side, your choice whether the knees are on the ground or off the ground. And then through centre, back to child's pose. Angle off toward the right side, so both hands are off the right side of your mat, chest on your right thigh. And then reach longer through your left arm, clawing the ground with your left fingertips, like they've got little sticky pads on, like I don't know, an octopus, because I've just watched that this weekend. Or what else has little sticky pads, you know, like a little lizard. And you're clinging to the ground and broadening and lengthening through that left side. And move across to the left side, chest on the left leg, hands off the left side of the mat. Now your little sticky suckers on your right hand, reaching over, breathing into your right lung. We can get really stuck in the lungs, especially if we don't have a pranayama practice, a breathing practice. So make this your movement, make it a pranayama practice at the same time. Breathe well. Come back into centre, sit all the way back onto your heels. We'll go through a couple of rounds of kneeling salutations, as we have for the whole of this block. Start with your kneeling, high or low, your choice. Inhale, arms swoop up, look up. Exhale, bow forwards to child's pose. Inhale, hands and knees, cow, dipping the spine. Exhale, chest down, Ashtangasana, 8 points. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, toes tucked to child's pose. Inhale, knees lift, down dog. Exhale, right foot forwards, drop the left knee and get your chest up before the arms float, and then arms float up, inhale. Exhale, arms float down, step to the top of your mat, lengthen your spine smoothly, let it glide out. Then fold forwards and down smoothly. Swoop the ground smoothly all the way up, press through your legs, and smoothly all the way down. Back to flat back, so your head is the last thing to extend forwards. Right leg steps back, lower your knee to the floor. Get into a nice deep lunge first, and then inhale, arms swoop up. Exhale, arms swoop down. Step to downward facing dog as you stitch each movement together with your breath, and then back to the start position, drop back down to kneeling. Onto the other side, inhale, arms float up, gaze up. Exhale, bow forwards, child's pose. Inhale, hands and knees, dipping the spine. Exhale, chest between the thumbs, bottom pointing up. Inhale, slide through to cobra. Exhale, move back through the tuck toes. Inhale to down dog. Exhale, left foot forwards, drop right knee. Inhale, arms swoop up, gaze up. Exhale, smoothly down. Like a wave, step forwards, spine waves up for the head lifting last. Exhale, wave back down, head last to go right down. Inhale, arms come all the way up, look up. Exhale, arms all the way back down, move with your breath. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left leg steps back, drop knee to floor, lunge deep first, and then inhale, arms swoop up. Exhale, arms swoop down. Inhale to down dog. Exhale, knees down to the ground. Adding on this time, inhale, arms swoop up again. Exhale, down to child's pose. Inhale, hands and knees, cow, dipping the spine. Exhale, drop your chest, point the bottom up. Inhale, slide through cobra. Exhale, back through child's pose. Inhale to down dog. Exhale, step your right foot forwards. Keep the back knee on the floor, leave your left hand there. Start by your arm behind, and then it's going to swoop down to the floor, circle all the way around and turn your head and chest with your arm. 4 more of those. Nice big circles with your right arm coming round. Exhale as you swoop the ground. Inhale as you open. Exhale, swoop the ground. Inhale as you open. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 1. And inhale. Both hands come down to the floor. Lift your back knee off the ground. Stabilize by squeezing both legs more into the hip sockets. Fingertips just lightly dust to the ground. Both arms come forwards. Inhale, your arms come up. Bring your hands through a prayer position and then push your arms out behind. Lay your body forwards in line with that back leg. Dust your fingers to the floor again, inhaling as you come up. Exhale through prayer, arms reach back. Inhale forwards, again like a wave moving with your breath. Exhale, hands through prayer and then bow forwards. Inhale, 2 more. Keep nice and steady through your legs as you move. Long breaths, 1 more. Exhale all the way through. So we're going to stay with the up position this time as you inhale, arms lift up. And then hold it there. Look up through the gap of your hands above. Press out through your back heel. See if your thumbs can point back more, little fingers forwards more. And then maybe your hands can join in a prayer position, but it's fine to keep them apart as well. Anchored through that front heel and pressing out through the back heel. Taking your gaze forwards, bend the elbows wide, cactus style. Keep your balance in your right leg. We're going to come into that little balancing Shiva we did last week. So step forwards if you need to. Your left toes can touch the ground initially. Sit deep into your right leg and then hover the left leg and cross the foot over in front. So your left leg is crossed in front with the toes pointing across to the right. Ready to go down into eagle pose. For now, you're just squatting down into your right leg. Nice and loose. And like you've just been, someone's taken a picture of you, mid-dance. Sit nice and low, and let's see if we can take that into Garudasana, crossing the left thigh all the way over your right thigh. Toes can try and wrap around. And then right arm on top of left arm for eagle arms. Hands can go to shoulders or you wrap the arms around. Keep squeezing in at the legs and try and squeeze and lift up through the crown of your head. Use your pelvic floor muscles, belly muscles. We're trying not to lean forwards, but to be upright from the tilt of the pelvis. You unravel, reach that leg all the way back, hands to the floor, step to plank position. Okay, so keep your plank, push from your toes so your shoulders come just beyond your fingernails. And then keep your belly strong, look at the front end of your mat and lower as slowly as you can to the floor with your elbows staying narrow as you go down. When you get to the floor, rest your head on your hands. Take a few deep belly breaths. So you breathe in deeply, your belly expands against the floor. And you exhale long and slow as if you're dropping into the ground a bit more. Take 2 more deep breaths like that, deep belly breaths. One. Hands back by the sides of your rib cage, ready to push back up. Tuck your toes under, straighten your knees, and first of all lift your chest, and again gaze just beyond the front of your mat. We're going to try and push up into Chaturanga. Chaturanga is this one, so your arms will stay in. Use your core muscles to try and pull up with the hips so that they're about level with your chest before pushing up through plank. So from here, knees off the floor, shoulders roll back. See if you can pull your hips up to the height of your shoulders and hover. 3, elbows bent. 2, 1, push your arms straight. Well done, downward facing dog. It's hard to hover in Chaturanga and it's hard to come from the ground up. So we started with the hard version, we can do the easy version later. Step your left foot forwards. Drop the right knee, and then we're circling the left arm this time. So the arm starts behind, circle forwards and round. Sit. There we go, that's it. So if you start, so your arm goes from behind, then you go to the floor, out in front and round. To the floor, out in front. And get as low down as you can. See if your fingers aim to dust the ground, like you're trying to leave a little trail of your fingers along the mat. Full breath as you move. Let your chest turn, loosen your shoulder. Okay, this time when your arm comes all the way around, once your hand comes to the floor, lift your back knee, squeeze your hips toward the midline. Hover your fingers off the floor, both fingers dust the ground. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale slowly through prayer, bowing forwards, arms reach back. Inhale, dust the ground, arms up. Exhale, hands through prayer, bowing forwards until your arms reach back. Keep going. Get nice and low with your chest as you come down and through, and you're slowing your breath down, giving yourself chance to go through that movement quite fully, expressive. Let your breath help move you at a steady, flowing pace. And feel your legs have to work quite a lot here as well to keep you steady. One more round. One more full round, I should say. When your arms next come up, keep your arms up. Keep your gaze up, press out through the right heel. Keep bending forward into your left knee. So can you feel two opposites in your right leg? The right heel pressing back and the right thigh bone drawing forwards into the front of the hip. Look forwards, elbows pull out into cactus. And again, you can dab your toe tips to the floor if you need to first, and then come into that little lift of your right leg, squat down into your left leg for this caught in action dancing Shiva style pose. This is actually Shiva in Nataraja, Shiva dancing, which is we know as dancer's pose, this one. Not eagle pose. So she doesn't go from here, he doesn't go from here into to eagle, but we are. Cross the right thigh all the way around, wrap your toes around, sit deep, and then if you can, right arm under left arm this time. Sit low, squeeze the sit bones, that will help to tilt your pelvis upright, then your spine can be upright. Keep squeezing into the middle. The more we collapse out, we lose control. Squeeze and gather in. Feel quite succinct. Calmly, smoothly unravel, step to plank position. One leg first, second leg follows. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, shift your shoulders forwards past the fingertips. Go down to chaturanga, halfway down. Then upward facing dog, point your feet, straight arms. To downward facing dog. Look up between your hands, bend your knees, take one or a few little hops forwards until your feet end up between your hands. Bend your knees, chair pose, arms reach in line with your ears, sit bones sit down. Feel even through your feet, and that will guide your legs evenly. If there's tension in your neck, arms go forwards instead. Picking your right heel up off the floor, take your right arm down by your side, and as you come up to standing, we will take dancing Natarajanasana. Catch hold of your right foot. Start pushing the right thigh bone back, tipping forwards from the left hip. As you lift up through your right thigh bone, look forwards with your breastbone. Stay steady as you inhale, come up. Exhale, release both feet back down, sit back down into chair. Feel like when you sit down, you're trying to prevent your sit bones from spreading, but rather to keep them gathered in, so you can sit low but keep strong around the pelvis. Pick up the left heel, take your left arm down by your side, and as you push up, catch hold of your left ankle. Start opening up the chest as your left thigh bone kicks up behind. You want your heel to be pressing up away from your bottom. Inhale, come up steadily. Exhale, sit back down into chair pose. Hands into prayer position. Walk your legs together while you're sitting in chair, inner ankles, inner knees touch. Just take a twist, left elbow onto right thigh and right palm pressing down into left palm as you sit deep and twist round. Try to roll back the left hip slightly. Without straightening the legs. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Stay back with your hips and try and lift up with the shoulder more. Come further away from your legs. Lift up a bit more. So that elbow is going to push down and your chest is going to lift up away from the elbow. So your chest up a bit more. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale up to standing. Step out wide, face the big window side of the room. So left foot stepping out wide. And let's have not too wide a stance to begin with. Turn your heels in. Sit down so you're sitting down into goddess pose. Take your right arm inside your right leg and then left arm up and over into a side bend. And then we come through center, just like you did when you were sitting cross-legged, going across from side to side. Just let your breath guide you and flow with your breath wherever you want to breathe, but make it so that there's a pattern, a rhythm to your movement and your breath coordinating together. Where you feel you need to breathe in, breathe in. Where you feel you need to breathe out, breathe out. Working a little through the legs, but also finding that we're building that strength and stability we need to be grounded. Let it be light right through to your fingertips and just do one more each way. When you come through center, straighten your legs out. Take them out a bit wider so they're in line with your hands. Warrior two to your right leg first. Right foot turns out, left heel turns wide. Hands to hips, feel your hips are level. Bend into your right knee, keeping your hips level. Then float your arms back out again. Looking over your right arm. 4, 3, 2. Staying on that side, bring your hands back onto your hips. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, bend it. Keep going, straighten and bend without jarring through the knee. You want to go wider. Keep going. Right, okay, good. Keep going. You inhale as you straighten. When you exhale and bend, just glance down. We want to see that the knee is going about in line with the middle toe. Keep bending and straightening, and your hands are checking that your hips stay level. Try to look down without leaning forwards. Once you've checked where your knee's going, how does that feel without looking at it? So you know your knee's going in the right direction without needing to look. Go into your bend again, float your arms back out. Hold it there, another 5 breaths. Soft shoulders. If you naturally hold tension in your shoulders, try palms up so your elbows can bend a tiny amount. 4. Spin this heel a bit wider. 3. 2. Breathing with that sound, and 1. Inhale, straighten out. Hands back to your hips and turn your feet round so they're the other way. Left foot to the back of the room, right heel spins out slightly wider than the toes. Bend first into your left leg, keep your hands on your hips, check their level. Open your arms, 5 breaths. How wide you go depends on 1, your flexibility, how strong you are in your legs as well, where you can move to but still staying in alignment. 1 more breath there. Hands back to your hips, come back up, go a little wider. Inhale, exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. When you bend, is your knee going past your ankle? If it is, you want a longer stride. Is your knee not going anywhere near your ankle, in which case you need a shorter stride? We want it so when you bend into your deepest point, shin bone is vertical. Couple more. Feel what it's like in that knee direction when you're checking it's right. One more. Then keeping the lunge, arms float into warrior two again. Bent in the knee. So everyone's leg alignment now should be pretty exact for your body. There's a firmness of your right thigh pressing back against the right thigh bone. There's a sense of that breath breathing you up through center, then grounding you down into your feet and keeping you in a state of calm as you hold for one more breath. When you inhale, straighten your leg out. Turn both feet to the window, hands to hips, feet are level, check they're both level. Inhale, expand. Exhale, bow forwards. Take your hands to the floor and then walk them towards your right foot. Catch hold of your right leg or your right foot and bow forwards over your right leg while trying to pull your hips more in the direction of your left foot. So you're bowing forwards over your right leg, but your body weight is trying to shift across into the left side and legs are straight. Just in case you found that a bit too easy. Take another breath into the left lung, drawing yourself deeper by holding the leg, and then walk your hands across to the left side. So what can happen is when we go over to the left side, the right hip can collapse or sink. So as you reach over toward the left leg, draw some of your body weight over into the right leg so we feel more level across the pelvis. Inner right thigh pressing toward the front of the room. 2. 1. Hands back to center and walk them all the way around towards your right foot. Pivot round and step to plank position. Let's try a little side plank here. Anyone who wants to go knees to the floor, you can drop your knees to the floor, toes to the ceiling. Otherwise, drop your heels to the right, stagger or stack your feet, then lift your left arm. Squeeze up the right side of your waist. If you're on your knees, anyone on the knees? If you're on your knees, you turn onto the outside edge of your knee unless you're staying in the center. Do you want to do the side one, Annabelle? Not on this arm, so don't do it then. Stay in the center. 2. If your feet are stacked, you should only have one foot touching the floor. Back to center, try not to let your knees touch the ground. Separate your feet a little if you're doing the staggered version. Drop your heels to the left. Are you stacking or staggering? Stacking, yep. If you're stacking, you're just on the blade edge of your left foot. If you're staggering, you've got one foot in front of the other. So for the bent knee version, Annabelle, you just turn onto the edge of the left knee so your feet are behind you like that. Yep. 3. 2, rolling back the top shoulder but keeping your balance. One more breath. 1. Both hands to the floor, and can you lower through that slow chaturanga all the way down to the ground? Rest your head on your hands, relax your shoulders and take 3 deep belly breaths. One more. Arms down by your side, and then either catch hold of both feet for bow pose or lift with straight legs for locust pose. Taking your version of either of those 2 back bends. If you're holding your feet, kick your shins back into your hands. 4 more breaths. All right, if I give you a little help here. 2. Relax your chest. Let the arms be guided back by the legs. 1. On your exhale, go all the way down. And then again, rest your head on your hands. Take a couple of deep belly breaths. Push your way back to child's pose. And okay, so a choice here. Either a headstand, Shishasana. So either coming up into a headstand. If you're doing headstand, you could just do the hover, or you can go all the way up. Or you can come into an inversion where you come legs in the air, or shoulder stand. And if you're going up into shoulder stand, then you can do plough first if you need to get there. I'm not doing full demonstrations, I'm just reminding you what the poses are. If you're not taking either of those two inversions, we've done quite a lot recently, then if you don't want to do either of those two inversions, you can do a standing forward bend in down dog or in Padangusthasana. We'll take 10 breaths, whichever inversion you're doing, but I'll give you time to get there. So headstand, shoulder stand, or legs in the air, or a standing forward bend. Once everyone's in something, whatever it is, don't worry about what anyone else is doing. This is your 10 breaths. And the idea is that whichever one you're doing, you're able to do with a reasonable level of calm. I'm just going to move these blocks. Okay. Do you want me to stand behind you so that you've got more chance? Yeah? 8 more breaths. I'm just here, so you're all right. That's it. Good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you find your balance. And then I'll be here. So come off me. You're just going back a little far, so bring your legs forwards a bit. That's it. When you're done, come down and come to sitting. There's no rush, just when you're done. Okay, bend your knees slowly and see if you can hover. Hover, that's it. Practice hovering for a breath on your own. I'm here, but see if you can hover. Now slowly take your toes to the floor. Keep pressing into your elbows. That's it, well done. Okay, take your purple block. And first of all, have your feet together. Soles of your feet together. Make a diamond shape with your legs rather than pulling your heels in. Have the heels away a little bit. Yeah, let's take 5 breaths. Soles of your feet together. Bow forwards. 5 breaths. 4. 3. Arms maybe helping press your inner thighs out. 1 more breath. Come up. Place the block you've got between the soles of your feet. If you're already quite tight and you don't want to add anything there, it's fine. But you can put the block thin or a little bit wider between your feet and go back down into your wide leg forward bend. Baddha Konasana. 4 more. Feel almost like your breath inhales up your back, folding you forwards, and your exhale guides your hips and your spine down. So you're just feeling this nice cycle of breath, grounding you, but yet deepening you. Last breath. And then come up, take the block back out of your feet, final 5 breaths without the block, soles of the feet back together again, and go back into one final round. Maybe feeling that now the block is out, you have a little more range. One more breath. On your inhale, come up. And then bring your knees in together. Take your block with you onto your back and also have your belt nearby. Knees pointing up to the ceiling. Lift your hips, place the block underneath the back of your pelvis. So you're in a supported bridge pose. Yeah, there are a few spare purple blocks hanging around. Does anyone need a purple block? Didn't get one? Anyone else? Try and have it on its high setting if you can, but if that's too much, then you might just use a few blocks and stack them together so you get a height that works for you. Check the bottom of your block isn't leaning. Now go down. You don't need that quite yet. Arms long. Keep the pelvis resting on the block, but see if the breastbone can lift a little higher, shoulder blades a bit narrower underneath. Think of this as an anti-round shoulders posture. Feel your shoulders roll back and down, pressing through the back of your arms just as much as your feet are supporting you. Three more breaths there, and still with that gentle, audible sound. That's just more like a whisper in the back of your throat now, but still keeping you connected to your breath. Lift your hips on your next inhale so the block comes out. Take it to the left side of you. When you're all the way down, take your belt, pop it around your right foot, straighten your right leg in the air. And then you can focus pushing the left heel down the mat until the left leg is straight. So you end up pressing that left leg into a straight position rather than just letting it straighten and flop. 3 more breaths. Hold both bits of the belt in your right hand, left hand on left hip. Open your leg out to the right. Take it out where it can go to without the left hip lifting. Maybe you let your elbow or back of your arm rest on the floor so your foot can rest in the sling of the belt. 3 more breaths. Keeping the left leg engaged so it doesn't roll up. 1 more breath. The leg comes back up, keep hold of the belt, bend your left leg, the one on the floor, yeah. Move your bottom a couple of inches to the right, and then straighten your left leg out again. Good, now hold the belt in your left hand and take a twist. Leg goes all the way across to the left and your block's there. You might let your leg rest on the block. Open your right arm and take your gaze across towards your right arm. If your leg's nowhere near being able to rest on the block, then it doesn't matter. You want to also remember that to get into this well, we want the lower body to go one way, so you can turn onto the outside edge of your left leg. I reckon you're going to be able to get down to that. There you go, you just needed to turn a bit more, so that your pelvis is turned all the way over. Do you want the block water? You're all right without? Okay, without. 1 more breath. Good, and then inhale, leg back up again. Foot to the floor, reset your bottom to the middle of the mat, and we'll do those 3 on the other leg. So left leg in the air. Start off with your right leg bent and get the left leg straight first of all. Once your left leg is straight in the air, then lift your right toes and push the right heel out until the right leg is actively straight. So first we take the leg wide, Open out toward the left with your left arm guiding the leg. Maybe the elbow bends to the floor, it depends where you get to. Keep the right leg straight, firm, and as grounded as you can. You're naturally going to feel your right buttock a bit lighter than the left, but try not to let it completely clear off the ground. Another breath. On your inhale, bring the leg up. Exhale, bend your right leg, the one on the floor, move your bottom off to the left, and if you need the block, take it with you over to the right side for your leg to rest on. Then straighten your right leg back out again and take your leg across, landing on the block if you're using it. Or did you want it lower? I think that position probably is good. Yeah. Turning onto the little toe side of your right foot. Opening the left arm out. Can you open a twist, Jim? That's it, yeah. Could you better on this side, Sarah? Or was it just that you were avoiding Gary?
No, wonky sides.
Wonky sides, yeah, well, that's like most of us. Is that enough block? Yeah. Another breath. Inhale the leg all the way back up. Exhale, bend both legs, feet to the floor, squeeze your knees in and out. Use the in-out squeeze of your knees to roll all the way up to sitting and sit cross-legged. We'll just do 3 rounds of Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nasal breathing. Don't think we did it last Monday. We did it Thursday night for anyone who was here Thursday. But just as a reminder, your right hand, so I'm going to use my right, but that's your right. Your right hand separates at the 2 sets of fingers, and your index and ring finger tuck in so that you're left with your ring and little finger and your thumb to make a pincer for your nose. Sit straight in the center, bring your pincer hand over the nostrils and pause. Okay, close your eyes and visualize breathing in your left nostril, breathing out your right nostril. Now do the opposite, breathe in your right nostril and breathe out your left nostril. If you've got a cold, stick with that. Empty your lungs completely, use your thumb, block your right nostril, breathe in your left. Block your left nostril to breathe out your right. When your lungs are empty, breathe in your right, doing the reverse. Block your right nostril, breathe out your left. Do another cycle of that, in left, out right, and then the opposite, in right, and out left. Then I'd like you to do the same with the counts using the metronome. Count your inhale and see if you can go the same number of counts or more as you exhale. Do another round, so you're going to finish when you exhale out of your left. When you have finished with your exhale out of your left, then you just relax. But don't rush, there's no rush. I've reprinted the mantra with the missing line in, so you don't have to guess it tonight, although you did a good job of making it up last week. So this being known as peace mantra, and it's about coming together peacefully. creating sound together harmoniously, working together with one common goal, to find inner peace, to spread ripples of goodness around us. And this mantra is dedicated to that, dedicated to nourishing us all as one. So make sure you are sitting comfortably, and we'll take the hands either into Gyan Mudra, thumb and index together, or if you prefer, hands can come in a prayer, or you can put your hand on your heart as if you're really singing from your heart in a peaceful way. And have I given everyone one? We'll do a round of call and response, and then we'll do 3 rounds together. Om Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam. Sahaviryam. Karavavahai. Karavavahai. Tejasvina. Tejasvina. Vaditamastu. Vaditamastu. Mavid Vishavahai. Mavid Vishavahai. Let's do 3 rounds together. Just do your best. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvina Vaditamastu. Mavid Vishavahai. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvina Vaditamastu. Mavid Vishavahai. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvina Vaditamastu. Mavid Vishavahai. Final bit. Om Shanti. 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 Slowly, as if not to create a ripple in your energy field, lie down onto your back, as if you were trying to lie down into a bath of water, with creating as few ripples as possible. Would anyone like a bolster for underneath the back of their knees? Take up a bit of space. And remember, your physical body is only the space that you can see. You are taking up more space than that. Especially after a yoga practice or a practice that works on connecting with your energy body, the energy field responds to this and moves into expansion. So now, instead of your own little pool of water We're all in one connected field of water, field of energy together. Your ripple affects the ripples of everyone else. Can you send out ripples of connection, of harmony, send ripples of peace and well-being to all those that you're in contact with right now. And feel all that goodness flowing back to you as well as you sending it out. And then stretch your arms overhead. Have a little wriggle, and then if you need a knee hug, have a knee hug, or just roll straight onto your right side. When you make your way up to sitting, bring your hands together in prayer. And we'll close this evening's class with just that thought of, as we make our prayer, we come into a common prayer together, and that is for peace within and peace all around us. So we'll chant one more time, Om Shanti 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 Shanti, representing in Sanskrit the meaning of peace. So as you chant Shanti as a meaning rather than just a word that you can put out there, but actually a feeling and a meaning, visualize peace within you as you chant your first Shanti. Peace stemming out to your known world as you chant your second Shanti, so those people around you, the place you live. And then the third Shanti, like you're spreading that final vibration of Shanti beyond what you know, beyond what you see, and into the unknown, even out into the cosmos. So to ourselves, spread it wider, spread it wider. With feeling, take a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bow your whole body in a forward bend, like you would bow in a standing forward bend. Straighten your legs, bow over your legs. And then people on the front row turn round on the spot to face the back row. And if you're in the back room, turn to face it, in a standing forward bend, like Sarah's doing. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, there we go. And then the front row are facing the back row. And then, so let's have you two turning round to the girls behind you. Let's have you two turning round to each other. And you stay as you are. And then roll your way up to standing. And if you're not facing someone, find someone who you are facing. Yes, you face here. Look each other in the eyes. Don't look at me. And just see if you can look at each other for a few moments without needing to do anything but seeing their inner beauty and their inner goodness. Avoid looking anywhere else and just see the goodness behind their eyes and in their heart. Without any judgment, hopefully maybe even not even knowing that person too much to have anything of a background about them. And then just step towards each other and either just put your hands on each other's shoulders, or if you feel comfortable to embrace, then connect your heart. And thank you all so very much. Can I just say that next week, although this was the